What's going on, everybody? Core here from Core Gaming, and we are back in Hearthstone, Heroes of Warcraft. Very excited today to be bringing you guys a new deck from the Whispers of the Old Gods. This deck is known in the Hearthstone community in the current meta of the game as the Yogg'Saron deck. So it is the Hunter Yogg'Saron deck. Now I'll tell you about it as we go along, of course, as I always do, but first of all, let's go through the deck list and see what we actually have here. I decided to mulligan pretty much everything, so we'll go through here. We've got 2 Hunter's Marks, 2 On the Hunt, 2 Trackings, 2 Bear Traps, 2 Explosive Traps, 2 Lock and Loads. Hint, you know, lock and load, jog and load. Job's done. 2 quick shots, 1 snipe, 1 King's Elec, 2 Eaglehorn bows, 2 animal companions, 2 deadly shots, 2 power shots, 2 Unleash the Hounds, 1 Emperor Thaurissan, 2 Calls of the Wild, and 1 Yogg'Saron. So, very fun deck. Now, one thing you may have noticed as I went through that list, there is actually only 3 minions in this deck that you can actually, like, specifically throw it on a card and you summon a minion. Yogg'Saron minion, Emperor Thaurissan minion, and the King's Elec minion. So when I play King's Elec, now specifically, I've got Emperor Thaurissan in my hand. So when I play King's Elec, I am going to draw Yogg'Saron. So if I happen to get, If I happen to get King's Elec before I get Yogg'Saron, well, there you go. I'm gonna be able to just straight up just get Yogg'Saron, which makes this deck enormously fun. Everything else is spells. So as you can see on the screen, or I hope you can see on the screen, I think I set it up right for recording. We've got my Hearthstone deck tracker here, and it also tracks right here on the side of the screen how many spells I cast. There's King's Elec. So I'm not sure I actually need to do it yet. I'm tempted to. I can clear the board right now by Unleash the Hounds and Hunter's Mark, but I don't think I'm gonna. I'm actually thinking I'm gonna play King's Elec right now just because why not, you know? He'll have to, well, he'll probably choose to get rid of King's Elec. Now he does have Guardian of the Kings here, which gives me a hint as to what Paladin deck this is. I think this is the Healy Paladin deck where he's got lots of different kinds of heals and stuff. But what did Divine Shield? I did that to kill my what is that called? Huffer. I never noticed that before. That's Huffer. So here's a much better scenario to use this, I think, in my opinion, at least. So what we're going to do is we are going to Hunter's Mark this one, and then we are going to Unleash the Hounds, and we will be able to fully clear the board here and even come out 1 minion ahead. Now, the deck is kind of centered around using Yogg'Saron, you know, getting to turn 10 and being able to pop Yogg'Saron. I've got 3 spells used. By the end of this, I'll probably have like between 10 and 20 spells used before I pop Yogg'Saron out there. However, this deck is just so good that I consistently win before we get to turn 10, before we get anywhere near Yogg'Saron. Let's see. We could lock and load into lock and load and then quick shot, or we can just play our Emperor Thaurissan. And I think I'm going to go for Emperor Thaurissan. We'll take that one out. He likely does have Blessing of Kings or Blessing of Might or something in his hand, I'm sure, to buff up his Earthen Ring Farseer to get rid of our... That looks really cool. I never actually looked at the upper side before. There you go. He has removal. I figured he'd have removal, but regardless of that, turn 7, we can summon all 3 of our companions, which is great. Or we can lock and load into quick shot, into another spell, which is what I would preferably lean towards. Oh, but I guess not. So Call of the Wild, we can call the... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let's Call of the Wild. So we'll Call of the Wild. Deal 5 more damage to his face. Next turn, we can Call the Wild again. He will be able to take out at least one of these minions, if not more. It just depends on what he's got in his hand. I'm sure it's more heals, though, honestly. This seems to be a popular Paladin deck right now, the one with all the healing spells. Ooh, didn't actually see that one coming. Although it makes sense. You know, you gotta have some sort of full board removal, which is something this deck actually doesn't have, really. Oh, Explosive Trap. I just forget about that. And he concedes! What the heck? So normally for these videos, I usually only do one match, but for a concede, I will grace you all with 1 more. So let's do 1 more match quick. Alright, for this one, we are Rexar Hunter versus Thrall Shaman. So this is probably Aggro Shaman or Totem Shaman. So let's see. Keeping Hunter's Mark, probably not a bad idea. On the Hunt, probably not a bad idea. Honestly, Power Shot, probably not a bad idea. So we'll keep all of these spells. It will be nice to get King's Elec or Emperor Thaurissan right away so that we can start, you know, working towards those goals. But regardless, he's going to take his sweet time, it would seem. So he mulliganed his entire hand. Interesting. Just go ahead and pass it on. Once he does fill up the board, I'll pop out Explosive Trap to take care of that. We can Hunter's Mark into On the Hunt to take care of any big minions he might throw it, like the 7/7 for 4 with 2 Overload. I can't remember the name of that one though specifically. Currently, my win rate with this deck, I've only played a handful of games, 15 games so far. My win rate is 73%, 11 wins, 4 losses. Now, we could just take care of this thing right away, and I'm torn on whether or not to do it. Pulling Yogg'Saron is not terrible. I think, just because I think he can buff it up, we are just going to take care of it right away. Now, I may regret throwing out those 2 spells that early, but we shall see. Perfect. That's not bad. Now we can toss out this, deal some more damage. Normally, with other classes, you know, you may equip your weapon and then hang on to it and not use it. But with this specific deck, we've got, you know, 2 explosive traps, 1 snipe, 2 bear traps. We've got plenty of traps. You know, plenty of things to deal with these. Now that kind of sucks. We can take care of one of them. Yeah, let's do tracking first though. See if we can get a lock and load. No, but we can get King Zealot. So King Zealot next turn. Perfect. We will take care of one of those. Just one of those, though. So next turn we can King Zealot into Explosive Trap. King Zealot guarantees us drawing Emperor Thaurissan. Depends what he has in his deck, though, but most Shaman decks are not going to have anything that costs near 6 mana. So we'll probably be able to draw our Emperor Thaurissan pretty easily. That's perfect. So 5 mana, perfect, that's what we got. So we will do that, we will do that, and we will do that. Leaving the trap out there, of course. Look at that. Called it. Called it. It's like I'm psychic. Who knew it? Next turn, we'll be able to play Emperor Thaurissan. Hopefully, we'll draw like Call of the Wild or one of those more expensive... Well, actually, that is the only expensive spell in this deck. So, yeah. We may even hold off on playing Emperor Thaurissan until we have more cards in hand, of course. That is also an option. Hopefully they go for face, but likely they know what the trap is, so they're not gonna. Now they'll go for face and take the damage across the board. He'd be foolish to play any cards now, but I could see him doing it. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? I'll start taunting you. Greetings. Is that the taunt? Is that how you taunt in this game? I really don't know. Look at that. Oh, that one did something. That was cool. 3, 2, 1, 0. Come on. Shouldn't have been able to get that off. He wasted... I hate that about this game, you know? You get the people like that who just waste the entire turn. Seeing what we have in hand here, there's really no point in playing the Emperor, so we are just gonna remove what he has on the board, which is not a problem. The other great thing about Hunter, you know, is we can just spend the entire game with our removal cards, and as long as we ping every turn with Steady Shot, he will hit 0 eventually, whereas his hero power is just going to summon a minion. That's a pretty big minion that he just summoned there. So what we are going to do is... I think... put down a bear trap to protect the wild. So he'll be able to hit us once, get us down to 19, which is fine, and then the bear trap will pop, and we'll be able to have a little bit of protection for our Emperor when we play the Emperor the next turn. Ooh, ouch! Harrison Jones, hello there. And that's fine. That's fine. We have another Eagle Horn Bow. You didn't attack. You didn't attack. Was that really smart? Maybe it was. Who knows? Maybe he's got a plan for that trap. But regardless, now our Emperor is not protected. That's okay. That's okay. Our Yogg'Saron costs 1 less. We could use it next turn with only 9 spells, and that can get us the win. That can get us lethal, that's for sure. But let's just hold out for a second and see what happens. I like this gem though. I wish it would cause something. That kind of looks like a face right there, doesn't it? Kinda. Coins. Oh yeah, this one. I like the ones where there's a reaction, like you can set things on fire and things like that. But the man, this is boring. Come on, man. I hate it. He's used 3 minutes and almost 4 minutes now, and I've used 1.5 minutes. Like, come on, man. It's disrespectful is what it is. It's disrespectful. Roping every turn. Roping every turn. That's okay. Look at that. Now there's a bear for you to deal with. Are you just going to kill it? Well, that's fine. So Yogg only costs 1, and we've got a couple of 1-cost spells left. So what we can do is we can play the bear trap on the next turn. Plus whatever else I draw, unless it's one of the 1 costs. Yeah, see, we can put a bear trap down, plus whatever this is. Do a little bit of damage to face, get him a little bit lower. We really don't have to play Yogg until he has lethal. Now I can see him. Yeah, he's probably gonna throw. He's probably gonna throw the faceless, the flame wreathed faceless into the bear, because he'll just resummon. Now you know what? They should implement something into the game for people like this who rope every single turn, who clearly don't need that much time. Playing aggro shaman is not a difficult thing, whereas playing miracle shaman or miracle rogue, you know, you gotta sit there and sometimes you gotta think about the right order to play stuff in. For shaman, you really don't, you know. Now you're gonna get rid of your heal. I don't know how smart that was, but now next turn he is gonna have lethal. So let's cross our fingers for on the hunt or tracking, so that we can play Yogg'Saron and pray that pray to the Yogg gods. Oh, I forgot about that though. So bear trap will come down, and now he'll probably have to throw the flame wreath faceless into the bear, unless he's got something. Oh, Doomhammer, of course. That means he is gonna take 6 damage though. So if Yogg'Saron happens to get us Pyroblast, he's dead. Let's see what happens. So this is definitely gonna be Yogg. No 1 cost, so here we go, Yogg. Let's see what. Oh, we got an attack, so we can attack. That will not be lethal. We just stole that. This is not going to be lethal though. We can set up the attack though. Oh, okay, bear trap, dealing damage to that. Come on, to a minion. Oh, okay, 2. That's how much damage we dealt. Looks like. There's lock and load. And sadly, that is not enough to save us, is it? When a friendly minion dies, that's not going to save us. Freezing Trap, that's not going to save us. And Repentance, after your opponent plays a minion, reduce its health to 0. That's not going to save us. All right, so this is the end of the Yogg and Load deck. But as you can see, you can see how it's good. Like I said, my win rate with it is very good. At this point, it's going to be 11 out of 16, so that's like right around 70% win rate, I'd say, you know. But this deck, I've been climbing with it. I've been climbing really, really well with it, and I hope there's about 10 days left, or 9 days left, I don't know, in June. So plenty of time to climb the ladder a little bit more. 11 has been my max so far for this season. So thank you all so much for watching. If you want to support my channel, don't forget you can head on over to patreon.com and specifically pledge monetarily to Hearthstone videos. If you want to see more Hearthstone videos, you can specifically go over to my Patreon channel, patreon.com/CoreyGaming21, and you can say I want to pledge $1 or $3 or $5 or $10, or maybe it's $1, $5, $10, or $25 specifically to Hearthstone, which tells me that my patrons want more Hearthstone videos, so my patrons are going to get more Hearthstone videos. All right, thanks again for watching, and I will see you all next time.